We've been told thyroid decline is just aging, but in reality, it's a silent shutdown that leaves millions of seniors battling fatigue, sudden weight gain, and hidden heart risks. And the worst part? Most never realize it's their thyroid until it's too late. So in this episode, we're uncovering 5 natural ways to awaken your thyroid, restore energy, and help your metabolism burn fat again, no matter your age. Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast. Today, we're diving into how thyroid function, often dismissed as just slowing down with age, can in fact be revived through nutrition, lifestyle, and natural support. Because research from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism shows that more than 20% of adults over 60 experience some degree of hypothyroidism, often undiagnosed, leading to years of unnecessary weight gain, memory loss, and even cardiovascular risk. So like always, I am with Japan's oldest practicing physician who is still caring for patients after the age of 100 and a pioneer in using both modern science and traditional wisdom. Doctor, welcome back.
Thank you, John. Let me ask everyone listening to this. If your thyroid is still making hormones right now, at this very moment, why should we accept fatigue, weight gain, or brain fog as just old age?
That's a powerful question, and I know it will resonate. Because I've met countless patients whose tests were normal, yet they felt drained, sluggish, or stuck in a body that no longer responded.
Exactly. These hidden symptoms are the ones most often dismissed. Seniors are told their numbers look fine, but meanwhile, metabolism slows, the gut becomes inflamed, and weight or fatigue spirals. This is not aging. This is the thyroid asking for help.
And that's where so many people lose years. By ignoring those signs, we give up precious time and fall deeper into imbalance. I want listeners to know, these patterns can change.
They can. And that's why today we will share 5 of the most studied natural supports for the thyroid. These are daily practices, not prescriptions, drawn from both Japanese and American research. By the end, you'll know exactly what to add, what to watch for, and how to begin shifting your thyroid back towards strength. Stay with us, because each step builds on the last.
So what you're saying is, the symptoms are real, but the danger comes when we label them as aging instead of looking for the real cause.
Precisely, and that's the danger. But when we read the signals correctly, we can rebuild. Today we'll walk through 5 natural ways that nourish the thyroid, restore energy, and help seniors feel lighter and clearer again.
I can't help but think of 2 sisters I once treated. Both were in their 70s, both active and committed to their health. One was quickly put on thyroid medication, but no one ever explained how her diet or immune system connected to her symptoms. The other focused on nutrition and natural support alongside her treatment. And the difference in their energy, weight, and clarity over the years was striking.
I'm sorry to say, John, that's a story I've heard many times. Too often we treat lab results instead of the person, and forget that the thyroid can be supported, not just suppressed.
And that's exactly why I want to dive in right away. Doctor, what is the first natural food that truly helps the thyroid recover?
Let's start with a nut. One we have discussed more often, Brazil nuts. They may look simple, but they are one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a mineral the thyroid depends on to function properly. Selenium is what allows the thyroid to convert its inactive hormone T4 into the active form T3, which fuels energy and metabolism. Without enough selenium, even if the thyroid is making hormones, the body can't use them effectively.
That's fascinating. So a deficiency could make someone feel hypothyroid, even if their blood work looks normal.
Exactly. That's why so many patients are told their thyroid is fine, yet they still feel tired, foggy, or heavy. Their lab numbers don't reveal the deeper issue. Their body simply isn't activating the hormone. Brazil nuts, eaten consistently, can fill that gap.
And how much are we talking about here? Because I can imagine some listeners worrying they'd have to eat handfuls every day.
Not at all. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts a day is typically enough to meet selenium needs. In fact, too much can be harmful, so moderation matters. Studies in both the United States and Japan show that a small daily serving can lower thyroid antibodies, calm autoimmune reactions like Hashimoto's, and improve conversion of T4 to T3 within weeks. When combined with other nutrient-rich foods, this small step can have an outsized impact. Selenium also supports the immune system, reducing the kind of chronic inflammation that slows metabolism and weakens resilience.
So it's not just thyroid health, it's whole body protection, starting with something as simple as a nut.
That's right. And for people who can't access Brazil nuts, selenium supplements are another option, though whole foods tend to absorb better and create fewer imbalances. What matters most is consistency and balance, not chasing high doses.
I think that's an important message. Too many people look for a magic fix, when often it's about the small, steady shifts that rebuild the foundation. The idea that 1 or 2 nuts a day can help lower antibodies, calm inflammation, and actually give the thyroid back its voice, that's powerful. And it makes me wonder, once we've got selenium covered, what's the next food or habit that strengthens this thyroid connection even further?
The second natural support I want to emphasize is triphala, an ancient blend of 3 fruits long used in Ayurvedic medicine. What makes it remarkable for the thyroid is its effect on gut health, because a sluggish or inflamed gut often worsens thyroid dysfunction. Triphala provides antioxidants, gentle fiber, and compounds that improve digestion, helping reduce the autoimmune activity that attacks the thyroid in Hashimoto's disease. A healthier gut means better absorption of nutrients, steadier metabolism, and a calmer immune response.
So the thyroid is actually tied to the gut far more than most people realize?
Absolutely. In fact, many thyroid issues are aggravated because the gut lining is inflamed, preventing proper hormone and nutrient balance. Triphala helps restore that balance, creating an environment where the thyroid can heal rather than remain under constant attack.
That makes sense. I've had patients who improve their energy and clarity just by fixing digestion, even when their thyroid numbers didn't change right away. And I imagine seniors listening who deal with bloating, constipation, or discomfort might not realize that's fueling thyroid stress too.
Exactly, John. In both American and Japanese studies, poor gut function was linked to increased thyroid autoantibodies, while antioxidants like those in triphala helped lower them. The blend contains amla, which is high in vitamin C and boosts immunity, haritaki, known for supporting detoxification, and bibochtaki, which helps regulate digestion and reduce inflammation. Together they make a formula that is gentle but powerful. A teaspoon of triphala powder mixed in warm water after meals, or tablets for those who prefer, can steadily improve gut resilience. And when the gut is calmer, thyroid hormones circulate more effectively, metabolism rises, and fatigue often lifts. It's a chain reaction that starts in the gut but radiates throughout the body.
So this isn't just about easing digestion. It's about creating a foundation where the thyroid can finally stabilize.
That's right. And unlike harsh cleanses, triphala works slowly, rebuilding harmony rather than shocking the system. Seniors often benefit most from this steady, gentle approach.
It strikes me how often people chase thyroid boosters without ever looking at the gut, even though it's the very pathway that decides whether hormones and nutrients are used or wasted. By reconnecting the two, it's not just about thyroid balance. It's about restoring energy, mood, and clarity. Which makes me wonder, doctor, after selenium and triphala, what are we adding next?
Something simple, vitamin D3. Most people think of it only for bones, but in truth it is essential for thyroid balance. Low vitamin D3 is strongly linked to Hashimoto's disease, where the immune system attacks the thyroid. Adequate levels not only reduce this autoimmune activity, but also help your thyroid hormones function properly. For seniors especially, deficiency is common because the skin no longer produces vitamin D efficiently from sunlight.
That's striking, because I've had countless patients whose labs showed fatigue, depression, or slow metabolism, and no one ever thought to check vitamin D levels. It's almost treated as optional, yet when we corrected it, the improvement in energy and mental clarity was remarkable. And I imagine for seniors, it's even more critical, since so many spend less time outdoors or have absorption issues that leave them depleted without realizing it.
Exactly, John. A large study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that patients with higher vitamin D levels had significantly fewer thyroid antibodies and better metabolic profiles. What's more, vitamin D acts like a hormone itself, regulating how other hormones, including thyroid hormones, are processed in the body. For seniors, I generally recommend testing first, then aiming for levels in the 90 to 100 nanograms per milliliter range, which is optimal for thyroid protection. Supplementation can be done daily or weekly, but always with a fat-containing meal to ensure absorption. And pairing it with magnesium can enhance its effectiveness, since magnesium helps activate vitamin D in the body.
So what you're saying is that restoring vitamin D isn't just about stronger bones. It's about rewiring the immune system, metabolism, and even the thyroid's ability to produce hormones.
That's right, John. It's a small shift with enormous downstream impact.
It amazes me how something so simple can be overlooked for so long. I think many seniors listening right now have been told their fatigue is just age, when in reality, it could be something as straightforward as low vitamin D. And what really strikes me is how connected all of this is. Selenium, triphala, gut health, vitamin D, none of them work alone. They form a system, a foundation for thyroid strength. And now, doctor, we've come to the fourth and final natural support, the one that completes this picture. For everyone listening, stay with us just a little longer because this last one could be the missing piece you've been searching for. Doctor, the word is yours.
The last one is zinc, one of the most overlooked minerals when it comes to thyroid health. It is directly responsible for the conversion of T4, the inactive thyroid hormone, into T3, the active form your body can actually use. Without enough zinc, many people feel the symptoms of low thyroid, even when their lab results say their T4 is normal. Seniors are especially at risk because absorption of zinc declines with age, and common medications like antacids can further block it. This makes zinc deficiency one of the hidden drivers of fatigue, slow metabolism, and brain fog.
That explains why I've had patients who felt all the symptoms but were told their thyroid tests were fine. They were given antidepressants or told to exercise more, yet no one looked at their nutrient levels. It's a frustrating cycle, and I imagine many listeners have been through that exact loop without realizing zinc might be the missing piece.
Yes, John, and correcting it can be transformative. Studies from the Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine and Biology show that seniors who restored healthy zinc levels experienced not only improved thyroid hormone conversion, but also sharper memory and stronger immunity. Zinc also supports wound healing and muscle repair, which is critical for older adults trying to maintain independence. The tricky part is dosage. Too little does nothing, and too much can actually suppress copper, another essential mineral. That's why balance is key.
So what would balance look like? Are we talking about adding certain foods, or do most people need a supplement?
Both approaches work, but the foundation should be food. Zinc-rich foods include pumpkin seeds, lentils, chickpeas, and oysters, which, by the way, are one of the richest natural sources. For those who struggle to get enough through diet alone, a short-term supplement of 15 to 30 milligrams daily can help. In some clinical cases, higher doses like 50 milligrams are used, but that should always be guided by a physician. The goal is steady support, not overload. Zinc works best when paired with protein, since that improves absorption, so meals are the ideal time to take it. Seniors should also know that if they are on diuretics or long-term antacids, they may need extra zinc, since those drugs increase loss or block uptake.
That's an important reminder. Supplements aren't harmless just because they're natural.
Exactly. Food should always be the starting point, and supplements the backup when diet alone isn't enough. The good news is that within weeks, seniors who correct zinc deficiency often notice a lift in their energy and clarity. That fast response helps confirm they're finally addressing the root cause.
I can see why this matters so much. Seniors who are told they're just slowing down may in fact be running low on the very minerals that fuel thyroid hormone activity. Instead of assuming decline, we should be asking, what's missing and how can we restore it? So doctor, now that we've covered these 4 powerful supports for the thyroid, what's the single most important takeaway you want our listeners to remember before we close?
The most important takeaway is this, John. The thyroid is not a lost cause, even after 60, 70 or 90 years. It is a responsive organ, and when we give it the minerals, the sunlight, and the gut support it needs, it wakes back up. Too often, seniors are told they must live with fatigue, brain fog, or weight gain as if it were punishment for age. But what I have seen in patients well into their 90s is that small, consistent changes can bring back energy they thought was gone forever. The thyroid listens, but only if we speak its language.
That's such a hopeful message. And I think it's one many people need to hear, because the moment you believe decline is normal, you stop fighting for better. What really strikes me in what you're saying is that thyroid health isn't about chasing one pill or one diet. It's about stacking small supports that together rebuild balance.
Exactly. And each step we've talked about today, selenium, triphala, vitamin D, zinc, works like a pillar. Remove one, and the structure is weaker. Keep them all in place, and suddenly seniors find themselves with energy to walk further, think clearer, and feel lighter. This is not a theory. This is what I see every week in my clinic. And it tells me that aging with vitality is not luck. It is strategy.
So, in a way, the thyroid is like the body's hidden thermostat. And if we fuel it right, it can reset the entire system.
Yes, John, and the beauty is, it's never too late to start.
That's a powerful reminder. For everyone listening right now, I hope you take this to heart. Don't accept just age as an answer when your body is sending signals that something deeper is going on. The supports we covered today are simple, natural, and accessible, but together they can change how you feel every single day. Take this message home with you, and please let us know whether you are already subscribed or not. Anyhow, see you in the next episode.